Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Raju from Smart AI Technologies. Today we will see how exactly SVM works, like mathematical things behind the SVM. Okay, SVM is one of the machine learning model. Okay, it is a supervised machine learning model where you train that model using some data to predict a result on new data set. So how it actually works? Okay? For that, we need to understand this graph which you see here. Okay, so in this graph there will be some plots on the screen. Okay, if it's not clear with you, I will show one Google image, some random image, and I will show you. Okay, data will be like this, as you can see on the screen. So it will be having x-axis and y-axis. Any new data that will be pointed on graph, they will be divided by one straight line. We call that as an hyperplane. So in our case, I drawn like this. Okay, this is my hyperplane. Okay, this is my hyperplane which divides two groups separately. Okay, so based on in which area that point is lying on, that point will be labeled. Okay, whether it's lowercase or upper, lower class or upper class, or class 1 or class 2. So that is the thing. Now we'll understand what are the equations that we have. So this hyperplane, the main purpose of SVM is to find this hyperplane, because there will be so many lines running on this plane, not only this direction, in all the direction, because this is a vector. Okay, we denote it like this. Okay, all these things are vector, but in our case when we implement, we will implement it on 2D plane, so we'll keep w dot x. Okay, that I will explain you once I will implement. Okay, further, just like this. Okay, we call this lower line as a lower bound and upper line as a upper bound. All these three lines you need to find out first. These three lines, once you get the three lines, whatever the data lies between this hyperplane is class 1, whatever the data lies after hyperplane will be class 2, or like that. Okay, so now how we will find out, how we will get this hyperplane, what is the equation, and how we will implement it, we'll see. Okay, this is a basic. Now we'll take one data set, that is credit card fraud detection. So among that data set, I will be taking only two features, that is amount of transaction happened and number of transaction per day. Okay, so amount initial 2000 happened, 2 transaction per day, 3000 3 transaction per day, 35,000 10 transaction per day, 50,000 and 25 transaction per day. So these two things are good, these two things are fraud. Now we will plot these things on graph. So these things will be plotted. Okay, we have 1 point, 2 point, okay, 3 point and 4 point. Here we have 4 point. Now we need to find out this hyperplane. For hyperplane, what is the equation? W dot x minus b equal to 0. So how we need to solve that equation, we will see. Okay, initially, okay, w is a constant, b is a slope. You need to assume this data. Okay, you need to assume that data in such a way that the line, the hyperplane should divide those two classes properly. In my case, I done so much of trial and error to find out the best w values. Okay, w will be having two w's because we are working on 2D plane, w1 and w2, and b 0.8, w1 is 0.0026 and 0.04. okay, now as equation says, w dot x minus b equal to 0. Now w, what is w and what is x? In our case, w is w1 comma w2. What is x? In our case, it's 2D plane, so we have x axis and y axis, x comma y. So when you do dot product of that, you will see w1 constant multiplies x, w2 constant multiplies y, minus b equal to 0. So keep x this side and take everything on right side. So you will get this equation where x equal to b minus w2y divided by w1. So now replace, now why we are doing this thing is, you need to find out the intercept on y axis and x axis, then only you can draw this line. Okay, you need to find this point. Okay, we call this y intercept, and this we call x intercept. Okay, you need to find these 2 points, then only you can join and you can get the line. So here when y equal to 0, I will get b by w1. you already know what is b, 0.8 here. You already know what is w1, 0.0026 here. You replace it, okay, you will get some value. Again do the same thing, keep y here and take everything right side and make x equal to 0 and you will get y. Once you do this, you will get 4 points. What it says, when x equal to 0, y will become 20. When y equal to 0, your x will become 30,000. So now you got 2 points on the plane. You join them, you will get hyperplane. So first part you completed, that is getting the hyperplane is done. So using these points you got hyperplane. But what if a new point is given to you? Or new point is given to you. Now you are asked to classify which class that belongs to. Okay. So for that, what we will do is, what is the condition that we know? If something w dot x is less than 0, it is negative class, lower class, that is it will be good. Or if w dot x minus b is greater than 0, it's fraud. Okay, if it's less than 0, it's good. So we need to check it. Okay, then you expand it, wx plus w2 dot y minus b. Okay, now take any random point on your graph. Okay, I will take this data here. Okay, some different data, say x is 5000, where x is 5000. Okay, and w1 we know 0.0026 plus what is y I will take 3. Okay, this is a new point. And what is w2, it's 0.04. okay, minus 0.8. once you will do this, you will get value minus 0.55. so now you are getting this minus 0.55, that is this is less than 0. so when this w dot x minus b is less than 0, what it means? The point 5000 comma 3. okay, this 5000 amount transaction happened and 3 transaction per day happened. okay, that new point. okay, there is no point like this here. okay, that is a new point here. You can write it like this as our result. okay, so 5000 3 transaction happened, it comes under G. okay, because that was negative, our result was less than 0. that when we solved that equation, that was coming less than 0. so you can find out any point. okay, you can take any random point here, say 40,000, or you can take, okay, or 45,010 you can take, and you replace those values in w dot x minus b and you get the result, whether it's negative or positive. okay, based on that you can decide, okay, which class that belongs to. This was all about today's class. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and don't forget to click on that bell button, so that we will be publishing so many good videos. okay, so you don't try to miss it. okay, it will be very useful for you. Thank you very much.